Hi y'all, we back. We're gonna talk a little bit about this purple black one, whatever color you want to call it. So I got it like this. Um, Again, this quad right here is pretty much bone stock. Stock exhaust, stock header. So this full of stock, completely stock. I want to talk about the plastics on it. Plastics are in good shape. Somebody done obviously a paint scheme on it. I guess it come out the way they wanted it, whatnot. I'm gonna see if a few of y'all can give me some ideas or give me a couple comments on what I can do for these plastics. Obviously, this was the color purple that this foiler was at one time. I know they come red, they come black, they come white, several different colors these years, but I'd like to get a hold of the front plastics and the rear and do something with them. Somebody told me you could take acrylic paint and paint them. I'm not 100%, but I did see a Yamaha Banshee done like that. The plastics on it was acrylic sprayed, so and they look, man, they look amazing. So I'm thinking maybe going that route. The frame on this four-wheeler is pristine, and when I say pristine, like, it is better than this one. This one over here, I've got some bolts and stuff I got to get out of the frame. I've spent some time on using a tap and die set to drill and tap bolts that were broke off in different parts of this quad. This quad right here, like I said, it's ain't none of the bolts or anything broke off. If anything, every bolt is on this quad. It is not by far tore up. It's just the plastics look really ugly. The frame is pristine compared to this one. This one right here was even in a wreck at one point, my white one. But yeah, so this quad, I mean, like I said, it's still got the seals on the rear end of it. Everything on this one is there. I mean, all the bolts perfect, the mounts, no rust in the exhaust nowhere, all the hardware. The motor itself, it was rebuilt. It was rebuilt before my stepson got it. It does have a ton of compression, and believe it or not, it has a whole lot more than that bike over there. That bike over there, I run it 40-to-1 mixed ratio. I think I mentioned that in one of the videos. I mixed it like that because it, you know, the compression is low on it. But as far as power on it, the power is there. The power is unreal. The power has never left that bike over there. But when you kick this one and crank it versus that one, you definitely can feel a world of difference. Eventually, yes, I am going to put a top end kit in this one right here. No, I'm not going to cheap out. It's got a Wiseco 68mm big bore in it right now, 68.25 to be exact. We're going to go back with the same thing. And this is the actual Yamaha cylinder on this bike. It's the original OG one. It's just been bored. Nothing, you know, nothing too crazy, of course. Everybody thinks on these 74mm big bore kit, blah blah blah. That is wrong. I will be the first to tell you that is wrong. Bigger the bore does not mean that bike is a whole lot faster. That piston you picked out, that bigger bore, it takes more butt to turn it over. It takes more the piston weighs more. It's all about weight in the bottom of these motors. The lighter, the better. That's the way to put it. I mean, there ain't no other. There's no other way of getting around it. You want a fast two-stroke. All you gotta do is advance degree 1, and meaning the timing on this bike has been advanced 4 degrees. I used a Vito's plus 4 degree flywheel key, which advances the timing 4 degrees. I don't know if y'all know what that is or not, but it is a complete world of difference as far as response on the throttle. And again, I think one time I had said something about the carburetor. This is a 30 mil. It's not a 32. It's a 30 mil Mikuni, and it's all original. And it's got some big jets in it. I mean, some big ones. But yeah, so anybody that says, you know, oh, big bore this, big bore that, go, you know, 74, 72, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna solve your problem of wanting it to move out and whatnot. There's other things and factors you have to go around to get that. I'll tell you right now, this quad right here will run 70 miles an hour. And no, I'm not exaggerating. My stepson was on a street bike, and we went up the road, and he said we got right at north of 70 miles an hour on the asphalt. This bike also, I've changed the gearing on it. Obviously, you're not going to do that with a 12 tooth in the front, 50 on the rear setup or nothing like that. I will say this: I changed mine. I went up tremendously on the front. I'm running a 14, and I'm also running a 49 on the rear. And yes, that's a little bit harder on the clutch, but we went with a built clutch. And on this quad, I got a good clutch in this one. The first one, it didn't last but maybe a week, 2 weeks, and I smoked it. This clutch right here in this bike is awesome. So, and I'll be honest with you too, the guy I got it from, he was a diesel mechanic out of Roxboro, North Carolina. He knew what he was doing with these things. Some of the work had already been done before I got it. A gentleman about my age. So I just figured I'd put that out there. I've know for a fact that he rode with some Can-Am Outlanders, some Outlander 800s, 850s. He even rode with a couple 400EXs and 450s. That's all they done on the weekend. And when he built this quad, I will say this: mostly of it, he knew exactly what he was doing. This quad right here has no problem, none whatsoever, keeping up with a 450. And yeah, I definitely love that quad. So that's a little bit about it. Later on, like I said, I want to do a top end kit in it because it is getting weak. I don't want to blow it up. This is my fun, this is what I like to do on the weekend. When I got spare time, I like fooling with these. I like fooling with cars and whatnot. It's all time a repair or something going on. But yeah, so back to this quad right here. If somebody could give me some ideas what to do to the plastic, it'd be much appreciative. Right now, like I said, I think it's more or less I can get that paint off right there. It's this quad right here was purple at one time, so I might try to buff them out. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Again, this quad is excellent shape for its age. The A-arms are perfect. I mean, you got the grease fittings right there. they're exactly where they're supposed to be. They're not broke off or nothing. The front ain't bent up or nothing. Like I said, pristine. I can't say that for this one. This one right here in the front, you know, it's got some issues. Definitely. So I appreciate y'all watching this, and like I said, give me a couple ideas on what to do. Like I said, I heard acrylic wood. I don't know that. Who knows? I might be able to find a decent set of plastics on eBay. I have looked at eBay a bunch on certain things. Seat cover on it's good, so it's just the plastics. So give me some ideas. Let me know what you think. And hey, I appreciate y'all watching, and we will see you on this next one.